What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Uncle Johnny here, and today we're going to be going over Geras, and we're going to try a couple of different things as in a theory crafting video here. We're going to see how well he stacks up with different cameos. We're going to go with Frost and Striker and a little bit of Serena, because I think Geras has the possibility to be one of the strongest characters we see in MK1. He has so many tools which could lead into totally different things. So first things first, we want to go over his base moveset. His best moveset consists of a couple of different interesting specials. He has Sand Pillar, which launches meterlessly, no bar required. So this means he can start a combo and keep the combo going without spending any meter at all, which is also very, very good in MK1 because your bar is your life. You need 3 bars to break in MK1, so Geras will always be able to combo you and be able to break, so that's very good. He also has temporal advantage. So a temporal advantage is returning from MK11. It is his old back forward one, which left the opponent in a stun state. And whenever normal you in the special in is the effect it will have coming out. So if you do 2 down 2s, it will be a launcher at the end of temporal advantage. So this allows Geras to set up different cameo attacks to further his game plan, which is going to be very strong in MK1 because setups look like it's going to be very strong in MK1. Going to be very tough to get around. Thirdly, he also has his command grab, which with certain cameos it's going to be very, very strong. We're going to get into it a little bit later when we talk about Striker. To his command grab and other specials, he also has some anti-zoning things that set up for some interesting setup potential. He has meter burn Sand Pillar which is on a timer and will explode after the timer goes out. He also has the clone returning from MK11 with a little bit of a twist, so he can tank what hit and go back to the clone, which a lot of pro players are calling broken right now, but I do think at some point you're going to be able to punish that, because it looks like he does have a bit of recovery at the end of when he returns to the clone. So that's Geras' base moveset in a nutshell. So let's talk about some of the cameos that pair well with Geras. Starting off with Striker. I think Striker with Geras is going to be one of the better combinations. Because of his 3-way mix that Striker has. So Striker has a plus on hit restand that leaves you very, very close to your opponent. So for Geras, this is great because he has a command grab. So potentially end your combo in Striker's plus on block, plus on hit restand, and to set up a strike throw mix-up where your opponent would either have to get strike or command grab or armor out. Striker also has a overhead low baton attack, which he comes in and he either does an overhead baton attack or a low baton. So with the restand only costing half your cameo meter, you could potentially end your combo in the restand, do a string, which leaves your opponent standing, and then either go for the overhead or low mix-up. Or you can just do the overhead or low raw, and you have a 3-way mix there. So after the restand, you either have an overhead, a low, or the command grab, which is an amazing mix-up to have. It basically puts your opponent in a 3-way mix. Striker also has the grenade attacks. So he comes in and he throws about 2 or 3 grenades, and you can use this as a neutral tool to up your projectile game, because Geras doesn't have a traditional projectile. He doesn't have a traditional fireball that flies like horizontal. So he has a bunch of anti-zoning ones, like the Sand Pillar and Time Sand Pillar, and the Temporal Advantage Snap, which he gets after loading his time sand time, I forget what it's called. But you, after you load up 3 of them, you're able to do a snap, which gives you basically temporal advantage from any point on the screen. So that paired with Striker's projectile grenades, which will be very, very, very strong. So next cameo we're gonna go over is Frost. I believe Frost is extremely strong as well because of the Frost Bomb. So it's gonna be a common theme here with Geras is launching meterlessly with your Sand Pillar, doing a string into temporal advantage and setting something up from there. So Frost has the Frost Bomb. He also has a stun stay, the slow slide, which freezes your opponent in a frozen state, which also would allow you to set some things up, and put your opponent in a strike throw mix up from there, if you just don't want to combo them outright. So he has some interesting attacks. Price also has a punch walk that does a bunch of chip on block. It is a high, which you can duck, but it does a bunch of chip if you can actually get your opponent to block it. Blocks also, Frost also has a mid ice block attack, which is very fast. It's very fast and has a bunch of pushback. So it's a good to plug gaps and plug up some like gaps in string, or think your opponent's going to push a button and very fast out and hit. So that's Frost in a nutshell. We're also going to be talking about how well I think Serena does. Now, Geras and Serena's in too, because during their temporal advantage freeze, you have ample amount of time to set up Serena rune trap attack, which drains meat from the opponent, to possibly set up some unbreakable damage. So Serena has a rune attack that she places on the ground that drains meat from the opponent, and it's also an ambush cameo, meaning that you can move freely as this move comes out. So meaning like you can launch meterlessly with Sand Pillar, combo into temporal advantage, then put out the rune, which won't allow your opponent to block because meter is draining from as they're in the stun state. That is very strong, and you'll be able to close out round very, very, very easily. Geras that way. Serena also has a very damaging projectile combo extender, where she throws out 2 projectiles that come back on hit, and allows you to follow up for a combo. Very, very strong. She also has a quick like DP attack, which you can kind of interrupt gaps and strings or to anti-air. So she's a very strong assist. I believe that Serena are probably going to be better cameos as well. So as far as cameo goes, I think those are some of the strongest cameos that pair well with Geras. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, because I know that we're only a few weeks out from MK1. A lot of us are crafting about who we're going to main and which cameos are going to be best for our main character. So please let me know what you guys are cooking up in your mind. This is just some of my ideas. So if you could, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be putting out tons and tons and tons of MK1 content, and this is my very first full-length video on the YouTube, so on the YouTube channel. So if you could help your boy out, drop a like, drop a subscribe. We're going to be covering MK1 in its entirety, from training mode to invasion mode to beyond. So if you could smash that like button for your boy. That being said, that's all for me, Uncle Johnny. Out. Peace.